Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Not London Narratives. Um, Give me a second. My God, I want to quickly send the link to one of my friends. He said he would like to come on, so if he wants to come on, I'll send it to him now on WhatsApp. Okay, that's done. So now, where's my stream yard? Yeah, okay. So yeah, hello everyone and welcome back to Not London Narratives. My name is Teslim Adekoya. If you're new here, welcome to Not London Narratives. Please leave a like, please subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'm holding a pencil. You know why I'm holding a pencil? Because I was trying to compile my list for my Premier League predictions. And I needed a pencil because this was quite a complex one. So yeah, you can see the book page has torn in the process of me trying to gather my thoughts. But yeah, it has been a very exciting task, I would say. And I am very eager, excited to see what people think about my predictions. Because the Premier League starts tomorrow, and I believe that the first fixture is Liverpool versus Bournemouth, if I am not wrong. So yeah, let me check just to make sure. Let's check the first fixture of the Premier League season. So yeah, I don't want to give you people false information. At least I want to try and limit it. So yeah, avoid what's avoidable. So yeah, the first fixture is Liverpool versus Bournemouth. So yeah, I have a couple predictions, and there are some shouts here that are going to be crazy. So I'm going to start from the bottom of my list to the top because, like I said, there are some shouts here that are going to be crazy, and there are some things that people are going to think, Taslim, you have lost your mind. And I'm going to give you guys my rationale for it. I am. I promise I am. Just calm down and just hear me out. Okay. So the first or the last thing I have on my list here is the first manager to be sacked. I think that the first manager to be sacked next season is going to be none other than the manager. Why is he writing Chelsea under 21? That's very strange. Why is he writing Chelsea under 21? I don't know why. But I think the first manager to be sacked next season is going to be Scott Parker, the Burnley manager. And I say that because I was going through Burnley's squad today, and I don't just think that they have enough goals in their side. And I think that while you can be very good defensively or attacking wise in the championship, let me show you guys. Defensively, they were very solid in championship. Yeah, they considered I think 16 goals last season, but they only scored 69. And while you can be very good in championship, I think that in the Premier League you will get found out. I don't want to know how defensively solid you are. You will get found out in the Premier League just because the gulf in quality is incredible. And if you look at their players for next season, so they have Aaron Ramsey, who is a decent player. They have, I don't know a lot of these guys. Okay, they have Obafemi. I know Obafemi. I know Lyle Foster, Broha, that I don't think has done much since his loan in Southampton. They have Marcus Edwards, who is quite decent, but does he have enough goals in him? I don't think so. Brun Larson, decent player, but does he have enough goals? I don't think so. Even Hannibal Meshbury is a midfielder, but does he have enough goals? Ugochukwu, Leslie, Twanzebe. Like, while these are decent players, is he enough for them to stay in the Premier League? No. And I think that they are going to maybe be low early on and sack their manager. That's genuinely my opinion. So I think the first manager, which is quite a rogue shout actually, because last year they got relegated and they didn't sack company. But yeah, I think that they're going to get sacked. So yeah, that is my first manager to get sacked, which is Quite a rogue shout, actually. But let's see. I think that he was signing in the Premier League next season is going to be Gui or Gui. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but is this Chelsea guy that Chelsea signed from Barcelona? Mark Gui or something like that. I don't know, Gui or Gui. I don't know. But this guy is Spanish. This guy is going to be the first, is going to be the worst signing next season because I don't just think that this guy is a Premier League striker. Even last season, look at his stats in the Premier League. Okay, 71 minutes, 0 goals, 0 assists. They barely played in the Premier League. He was scoring in the Conference League. In Barcelona, 8 goals in 25 games in over 1,000 minutes. Look at even when he was scoring or he scored goals, look at his match rating. So I just don't think that this is a player. And even when I looked at like his about, he has no outstanding strength and no outstanding weakness. And I just don't think that this guy is going to be able to do it in the Premier League. That's honestly my opinion. I saw some things about him, but I just think that playing for Sunderland in the Premier League, I don't know. Like I saw some stuff about him, and that was in a Chelsea side that was possession heavy and whatever, and he still didn't like he had good things about him, but putting the ball at the back of the net, I don't think that was a strong suit. In my humble opinion. I might be wrong on this because I don't know too much about the player. The same thing about Burnley. I don't know too much. So I'm sort of putting my neck on the line here with these predictions. But yeah, like I said, I'm just going to put my neck on the line and say what I think. So yeah, I have another rogue shout here. And for this, I wrote somebody else before, but I changed my mind. I think that the breakout star this season is going to be, and this is a very rogue shout, an extremely rogue one for how much I have insulted this guy. I think the breakout star next season is going to be none other than Matistel. And you're probably wondering, what, Teslim, where did this come from? How did you see this? How do you come to this conclusion? So, before Matistel came to Tottenham Hotspur, he was a player that I thought was a good player. I'd used him on FM a couple times. He always develops into a star. I'd seen him against Tottenham in preseason. The season we let Hurricane go, yeah, that was the first season that we played Bayern. So in preseason, and I saw Matistel, and Matistel looked good. And I started watching like highlights of Matistel today. And like from 3 years back, I'm talking like 3 years back, 2 years back, several years before coming to Tottenham. And I also was about to watch some videos on like people did analyzing Matistel before he came to Tottenham. And I just think that, as crazy as this may sound, I have been too harsh on Matisse. And I say I've been too harsh on Matisse because I feel like you have to put in context here. This is a player from France that went all the way to Germany to play football. He was playing for Rennes. He was doing well at Rennes. And then off the back of his Rennes performances, which were very few, by the way, like very few games, and Bayern were convinced enough. They signed him from Rennes. And they signed him to Bayern in his first season for Bayern at 17. At 17. So this was at 16, by the way, for Rennes. They saw him at 16 for Rennes. At 17, they signed him for Bayern. And for Bayern, he scored 6 goals in his first season. And 5 of them came in the Bundesliga. 17, 18. At 18, he scored 10 goals and got 6 assists. At 19, he scored 3 goals and 2 assists. I believe 3 of the goals came at Tottenham. Yeah. Now, the reason why, even though like he did better at Bayern, I'm willing to cut my teeth some slack after watching his highlights is, from what I've seen, he's actually a good player, but we haven't seen that at Tottenham Hotspur, which is understandable. Like, I understand why I have gotten on his back. Like, if you check, and it's not even just about the eye test. And let me show you guys. It's not even just about the eye test. It's also about the data as well. If you check the data doesn't lie. The data doesn't lie. Like, he hasn't shown anything as a Tottenham Hotspur player. But what I saw outside Tottenham Hotspur, I felt was enough for me to be convinced about Matisse as a player. And I saw glimpses, and I felt very good about what I saw. And I just realized this is a player that is young. He came 19. He came to a new country, a new culture, has to adapt to the team. He's low on confidence. He wasn't playing at Bayern. He was basically kicked out of Bayern because they didn't want him. And they had made it quite clear they were trying to get rid of him. And he comes to Tottenham. Tottenham is not playing well. Tottenham finished 17th. That's not a good environment for a kid to come into. It's a new environment, a new culture. He'll take some time to settle. And the thing I know about football, because I play football or I used to play football, is that sometimes when your personal life isn't going good, it seeps into your football. And when your personal life is going good, it also seeps into your football. And I think there's a lot going on in Matisse's life. And there's a reason why the manager has trusted him so far. I think the manager sees something in him. And there's a reason why, even though we feel like Odobe, for France under 21, is Matisse over Odobe. Matisse is way better than Odobe. And even when I put the data into ChatGPT of like two of their seasons, I put 2 seasons and asked ChatGPT to compare and tell me who has more potential. ChatGPT said, in his humble opinion, let me show you guys. In his humble opinion, Matisse has. So if you look at goals for their 2 seasons, like their 2 major seasons, for goals here, let me not highlight it because you guys will not be able to read it properly. Let me zoom in. I hope this is better for you guys. So if you check goals, Matisse is better. If you check assists, Matisse is better. Dribbling, Matisse is better. Based on the 2 seasons, like 2 of their seasons in the Premier League. If you check carries into the box, Matisse. Progressive passes, Odobe slightly. Physical presence, Matisse. Better player right now, Matisse Tell. Potential ceiling, Matisse Tell. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? So this is the data. And I just think that this player that ChatGPT is telling me about, we've not seen it at Tottenham Hotspur, and I think that it is sort of a settling in thing. And just for that reason, I am willing to calm down. He's a kid, and try to support him because he's going through it right now, and he has been going through it for the past couple of years because that's why he wanted to leave Bayern, and there's a reason why people were being linked to Matisse Tell. Like I said, we haven't seen that player, but I think that under Thomas Frank, under a manager that is willing to, because I watched this interview with Mbeumo and Wissa, and Mbeumo and Wissa were talking about how they, like, Thomas Frank is the kind of manager that you, like, he tells you about his life, he tells people about like his kids and whatever, and like he's like a friend more than a manager. Obviously he has that tough side to him, like I established, and we saw with Bisuma, but he's like a friend and you can go to him to talk about anything. And like we saw how, even though Romero was sort of like a bad egg in people's eyes when he first came, he has found a way to drag Romero on side and even make him his captain. And we even saw some clips of him talking to Romero at halftime and trying to explain some things to him. Like, I think that this manager, the way he manages people and his man management skills, and mind you, this guy was a teacher before, the way he's able to handle people, I think that this is a manager that would be able to guide Matisse and him settle help him settle because I feel like Matisse is one of those players that they have to feel like they are needed and they are important, and like for them to play well for you, like if you make them feel loved, they will give you their everything. But if they don't feel that love, they won't be able to perform because they need to feel needed and feel like, oh yes, this manager is depending on me. And then they perform. Do you get what I'm saying? And I just feel like right now, as a young kid, Matisse is really going through it. And I know this is crazy because I haven't seen anything in a Tottenham shirt to back this up. But I think that Matisse Tell is going to be the breakout star next season. Crazy. I can't believe I just said that. But yeah, the next thing I have to talk about is the Golden Globes. And I think this is going to be quite easy because I did this based on last season. So let me show you guys something, how I came to this conclusion. We already know that Arsenal is a very solid side defensively, but not only are they a solid side defensively, last season Arsenal had some of their players out. And when I checked the Prem table, they considered the least number of goals in the Premier League, 34. And Liverpool won the league, by the way. But the problem is that they couldn't score enough goals. And we've known for several seasons that Arsenal have needed a striker. I think I'm already hinting at some things. But yeah, so that's how I came to the conclusion. I think once again, I don't know who won the Golden Gloves, but I think that this season, Arsenal is going to be very solid defensively. They're going to have their players back because if you can deduct anything from the last two of the three seasons that they were able to finish second, they had majority of their players back. They were solid defensively, and I think they will continue to be solid defensively. And last season, considering that they didn't have some of their players and they still only considered 34 goals, I think that Raya, in my opinion, wins the Golden Glove. So, um, the next thing I want to talk about is my Carabao Cup winners. I think that Liverpool is going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be as good as a lot of people think they're going to be. I think the players are going to need to settle, and there are teams that have way less changes than Liverpool. And we saw an example of that in the Community Shield game that we watched, which was Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. And the difference between the two teams in this game was that one team had been together for quite an extensive period of time, and the other team had some issues. And I think that these players are changing environment, they're changing culture, they're changing teammates, they have to learn about each other's gameplay and whatever. And because of that, they might turn it on over, like they might understand each other's game towards the end of the season. But if you're telling me that they're going to start the season like a house on fire, I don't think so. And I think because of that, Liverpool could win the um Carabao Cup, but not the Premier League. I don't think Liverpool will win the Premier League. And I will let you guys know my Premier League winners, by the way. I think my FA Cup winners, I think that is going to be Manchester City. I don't think that Manchester City is going to go trophyless again. I think Manchester City is going to win the FA Cup. And that is a competition that, compared to the Carabao Cup, we've seen that they take quite seriously. So I think they're the favorites for that. Signing of the season. I think that the signing of the season is going to be Victor Gyökeres. And I say that because I also think that Gyökeres in this Arsenal side, like I showed you guys earlier, Arsenal have needed a striker for quite some time. And if you look at last season, while they considered the least number of goals in the league, they didn't score enough. Like if you look at Man City scored more than them, and Man City had a horrible run last season. Liverpool scored way more than them. Brighton went very far off. Newcastle scored this very close to what they scored. Chelsea scored very close to what they scored. Um, Tottenham scored five less than them, and Tottenham finished 17th. Like, you get what I'm saying? So Brentford scored 66. That's two less than them. So I don't just think that this Arsenal side have had enough goals, and I think that having a player like Victor Gyökeres will really take them to a whole new level. A whole new level. And I'm really excited to see how that goes. For top assister, this was a very hard shout. But I think that is going to be Turkey. And I say that because I was going through like my list of potential top assisters, and I stumbled upon this 20 assists last season. And that was a very scary thing for me to stumble upon because Turkey was in Lyon. And let me show you the league on table last season. This is the league on table. This is where Lyon were last season. And last season, Turkey had 20 assists, as well as 12 goals, by the way. That's 32 goal contributions in 44 games playing for Lyon. Hello, Chantal. How are you doing? I'm doing my prem predictions. So let me tell you the things I've done so far. So I said the first manager to be sacked is Scott Parker, in my opinion. For Burnley, I think the worst signing is going to be Magui or Gui. I don't know how to pronounce his name. From Chelsea to Sunderland, I just don't think he's a Premier League striker. I don't think he can finish. I think the breakout star is going to be Matty Stell. I would advise you to go back and watch to understand my rationale. And I'm very curious to see what you say about that. I said Golden Gloves is going to go to Raya. Crazy. I said Golden Gloves is going to go to Raya. I said the Carabao Cup winners is going to be Liverpool. I said the FA Cup winners is going to be Manchester City. I said the signing of the season is going to be Victor Gyökeres. I just think that Arsenal I've needed a striker, and I showed that here in the Prem table. A lot of people had more goals than Arsenal last season, even though they had the least conceded goals in the Premier League. If you look at compared to the people that they were challenging against, they just didn't score enough goals, and Victor Gyökeres takes them to a whole new level. So I think the signing of the season is going to be Gyökeres because he's going to get a lot of goals next season in this Arsenal side. And I think that the top assister is going to be Cherki because, like I just showed you guys, Cherki had 20 assists last season playing for Lyon. And if I show you the league on table, Lyon were sixth in the league. And he had 32 goal contributions. So 12 goals, 20 assists playing for Lyon. And now he's playing with the likes of Erling Haaland, possibly playing with Rodrigo. Cherki is going to bag goals and assists. And I think he's going to be the top assister in the Premier League next season. Player of the season, I think it's going to be Victor Gyökeres because I think that Arsenal are going to win the league. And yes, I think Arsenal are going to win the league, and I'm going to get to that. I know you probably think I'm crazy, but I'm going to explain my rationale. I might get it wrong, I might be right at the end of the season. We will know. But I think Arsenal are going to win the league. So I think Gyökeres is going to be the player of the season as well as the top goal scorer. Okay, yeah, I get you. But that's the same thing that we're saying about Haaland in the Community Shield when he played against Darwin Núñez. So yeah, but let's see. I just think I don't know why. I'm going to explain my rationale when I get there. But I'm hinting. I've already been hinting at it, so I might as well just bring it out. I think young player of the season is going to be Florian Wirtz. I think that is I used AI to put in data between him and Cherki, and AI said it was leaning towards Florian Wirtz based on last season's data. So I'm giving it to Florian Wirtz for player of the season. I think that relegation, I think Burnley, Wolves, and Leeds are going to get relegated. I just think that they don't have enough firepower to stay in the Premier League. And if there's anything that you need in the Premier League is a goal scorer. If you look at the team, the one of the few teams that stayed, signing young player of the season, Frimpong. How old is Frimpong? Frimpong, I think Frimpong is like 24. Isn't he? Yeah, he's 24. So he can't be young player of the season. Ekitike. That's the thing. So Ekitike, yeah, I think that Vets is going to perform better than Ekitike because I think Isak is going to be the nine. So Ekitike is not going to be able to be player of the season. I think Vets is going to be the number 10 and Isak is going to be the number 9, and there is no way that Isak and Vert's chemistry will not form because they are just two good players. But I think that it will take some time to adapt. But over the course of the season, we'll see it improve. We'll see it improve, and Liverpool is going to be scary when they gel. But I don't think they're going to win the league this season. I think this season is going to be too crazy. Young player of the season? No, 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 no. Matistel is my breakout. Is my breakout star. That's my breakout star, not my young player of the season. Is my breakout star, not young player of the season. Young player of the season, I think he's going to go to Bet. Bet is 22. Other Bear and Matistel, no. No, no, no. Ain't no way. I would love it, but I don't think so. I don't think so. So yeah, I don't think so. That's dreamland. I think that biggest underperformance, and don't please don't have my head for this. This is just my own opinion. You guys can let me know if I'm crazy, but I you believe in miracles. Pray. You need to pray for people like that. I'm telling you. But anyways, I think the biggest underperformers are going to be Liverpool. Yes, I said it. And I'm saying this because, like I just said, and I was saying this, I've been saying this for quite some time on this channel. I feel like a lot of people think that football is just plug and play. Like on paper, Liverpool have a brilliant squad. But the problem is not having a brilliant squad. I just feel like there are too many changes happening at once. There's so much happening. Like a lot of the team that won them the league last season, they are removing. So Kekesh is going to be their number one left back. It might be Guehi becoming their um center back. We don't know yet. We have Frimpong replacing what's the Trent. We have Zoboslai possibly coming out of the lineup because from what I saw in preseason, they've been playing a 4-2-3-1. So I think that's going to be Gravenberg and McAllister. You have Verts coming into the lineup, possibly Eketike replacing Kakpo. Salah is going to be playing differently because from a tactical analysis video that I watched, they are sort of trying to phase out Salah in a weird way, but phasing him out sort of helps him. So they're trying to start building a team post Salah, but in a way that Salah can still be part of it. So yeah, then Isak as well. So there's just so many changes happening, and I just feel like that is going to be too much for them this season because there is one team in Arsenal that has the least changes. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean when I get there. But I just think that Liverpool, because of what a lot of people think they're going to be, and this incredible team that they think they're building, I feel like Liverpool are going to be the biggest underperformers, at least this season. Maybe next season they win the league because now they've adapted, they understand each other's movements and whatever. But I just feel like there's so much happening. And we saw that, like I said, we saw that against Palace. And the difference between the two sides wasn't paper, it wasn't quality. It was that one team had already played with each other and understood each other's movements and whatever. And in Liverpool, they didn't necessarily understand each other's games, and they're still trying to learn about each other. And there's so much change happening in Liverpool. I'm going to bang on that. There's so much change happening in Liverpool, and I just feel like a lot of people think they're going to walk the league, but I think that they're going to struggle for like at least the first half of the season. Maybe the second half they explode, and then we see them win the league next season, maybe. But I feel like they're going to be the biggest underperformers considering what everybody expects them to do this season. That's a very brave shout, but yeah, I'm putting my neck on the line. I think the biggest overperformers is, I think I've spoken about this a couple times. I think it's going to be Manchester United. I think that Manchester United, especially if they sign a Baliba, playing one game a week, having the likes of a Bruno Fernandes. And let me show you Bruno Fernandes' stats, by the way, because I noticed that over the course of Bruno's career, Bruno has always gotten more goals than assists. So if you look at every season, he gets more goals than assists. But except from this season. But the thing about Bruno this year is that Bruno isn't necessarily going to need to play as a goal scorer anymore because now he has an Umbuemo, now he has a Matthias Cunha. Uh, yeah, Matthias Cunha. Now he has a Sheshko. And now Bruno is going to be able to play as a creator. And if, like, I get to that Bruno is a bit crazy and sometimes tries some outrageous passes. But I'm telling you guys, Bruno Fernandes, 1 game a week, supplying the likes of Umbuemo. I am genuinely terrified of Manchester United, and I'm telling you guys, Man U 1 game a week under Amorim with this attack that they have. I'm worried for the Premier League, and I think that they're going to be the biggest performers, considering that last season they finished 15th in the Premier League. So yeah, they're going to be the biggest overperformers in my opinion. Man United looked the same in preseason. It just looked like they replaced Garnacho and Rashford with Mbeumo and Cunha. The tactics of Amorim still look stupid, more like Ruben Scammer. Okay, you know what? Let me show you something. I would show and not tell. Man United fixtures. Let's see. Fixtures. This is Man U in preseason. So if you look here, they beat Fiorentina in penalties. Let me zoom in for you guys. They beat Fiorentina in penalties. They drew with Everton 2-2. They destroyed Bournemouth 4-1. They beat last game of the season was Villa. Yeah, I remember that. So they beat West Ham 2-1. They drew with Leeds 0-0, which is basically a derby. They beat Hong Kong 3-1, and they lost to Asian All Stars 1-0. Now, let's look at, I would guess that this is the closest thing to their starting lineup. This guy, there's talk of them possibly getting a Donnarumma. We don't know. Maybe he goes to Man City. We don't know. But possibly they would sign a goalkeeper. I've heard that they won't sign a goalkeeper. So there's not going to be Onana again. This is going to be a backline of Leniero, Harry Maguire / Delete and Lisandro, which I think is a very solid backline. If you check the league table last season, Manchester United's problem wasn't conceding. Manchester United conceded 54 goals. Nottingham Forest, that everybody was saying, oh, Nottingham Forest have a very good defense, solid defense, whatever. They only conceded 8 more than Nottingham Forest. But if you look at goals scored, they scored 44. West Ham, that finished 14th, scored more than them. They scored only 2 more than Everton. That's how bad their goal scoring was. And now they've been able to fix that. So their defense has never really been their problem. Their problem has been scoring goals. And now they've brought in attackers. So I'm telling you that this defense, I can proudly say, or I can not proudly say, but convincingly say that this defense is good. Diallo is going to be here. This guy is going to be Ugarte and possibly Baliba. Then this is going to be maybe a Bruno, Umbuemo, and a Sheshko. And aside from a team that good, Manchester United is going to be playing 1 game a week. So when other people are in Champions League saying, oh, the Champions League fixture, oh, this league table is too long, whatever, Man U are just going to be chilling and waiting for you people to come back tired from your midweek games, and they're going to want to beat you. Manchester United is going to be playing 1 game a week. Manchester United have attackers in that did this, and this is Bruno. This is Bruno over the years, by the way. Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. Double digits in everything every season. For the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons. That is what you call a phenomenal player. Let me show you again. What they've added to their team. Benjamin Šeško, who might not be the most complete player in the world, but this guy is how old? 21 years old. So he's 22 years old. May. So he's not 22 this year. So 2025 season is 22. So this season he was 21. He scored 21 goals, 18 goals, 21, 20, 19, 16 goals. At 19, 16 goals. At 20, 18 goals. At 21, 21 goals. And every season, you can see this player is improving. Every season, he's improving. His numbers are improving. If you look at his first season at 19 goal contributions, 20 goal contributions, 27 goal contributions. He's improving every season. Aside from that, you have another player in Brian Mbeumo. Mbeumo. I don't really know how to pronounce it. But yeah, another player. Look, in the Premier League, they've had a couple seasons. So 8-7, 9-8, 9-6, 20 goals. He went to a whole new level. This season here, he was hitting the post a lot. In this 23-24 season, he was hitting the post a lot. Very unlucky. I think him and he hit the post the most times after Darwin Nunes or tied with Darwin Nunes, or it was the one crazy stat going around. So yeah, he was very unlucky in this season. Maybe this season could have been his breakout year, but no, this season they all went in, and he had 28 goal contributions playing for Brentford. Aside from that one, Matthias Cunha, another one that's coming to this Manchester United side. And when I was watching these guys' highlights, I was terrified. Honestly, let me show you. Let me show you. So now, 2 seasons now, for 2 seasons in the Premier League, what just happened? For 2 seasons now in the Premier League, Matthias Cunha, for Wolves that were in a relegation battle, by the way, 14 goals, 8 assists. That is 22 goal contributions. 17 goals, 3 assists. That is 23 goal contributions. And Wolves in both years were in relegation battle. Mind you, Manchester United, like I said, is going to be playing one game a week. I am terrified at the prospects of this United side. Hand on my heart, I am. That's just my own opinion. But yeah, I think they're going to be the biggest overperformers next season. If you're still watching, please leave a like, please subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Please and thank you. Now, my top five. My top five. My top five. Let me first start with my I think that 6 to 8 will be Newcastle. Newcastle, what's their name? Aston Villa and Spurs. I think that Tottenham are going to get Eze and Savio. Fingers crossed. And Tottenham are going to be sixth. I think Tottenham are going to be sixth. I think Aston Villa are going to be seventh and Newcastle are going to be eighth. So yeah, let me write that down. Spurs, Villa. I didn't write that down earlier. And Newcastle. So yeah, I think Spurs are going to be sixth. I think Villa are going to be seventh, and I think Newcastle are going to be eighth next season, which is a huge shout because I think they're going to lose Isak. That's why I think they're going to be eighth. Because there were lots of games last season that they didn't necessarily play the best, but Isak dragged them away from trouble. And I think that the same is going to happen, or that option is not going to be able to be there this next season. So I think they're not going to get away with a lot of things that they were able to get away with last season. Top five. I think the top five are going to be Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United. Let me call it again. Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United. That is going to be the top five in the Premier League. And I know everybody's probably thinking, how would you say Manchester United? I'm telling you guys now, Manchester United, one game a week is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm telling you guys now. Straight up. Tottenham Hotspur, one game a week, we finished in the top five. Newcastle, one game a week, they finished in Champions League twice. Like the first season that they finished in the Champions League was one game a week. Then they had that Champions League season where they finished seventh and they had a lot of injuries. Then they finished seventh, and then I think United won the FA Cup, so they went in. Chelsea to the Conference League, and Newcastle missed out on Europe, and Newcastle finished in the Champions League again. So I'm telling you, Manchester United 1 game a week is going to finish in the Champions League position. I think that fifth in the Premier League is going to be Manchester United. I think that fourth in the Premier League, God, may I not regret this. Fourth in the Premier League is going to be Liverpool. And that's a huge shout. But I'm saying it now. Fourth in the Premier League is going to be Liverpool. I think third is going to be Chelsea. I think second is going to be Manchester City. And first is going to be Arsenal. That is my take. And those are my predictions. And I'm going to show you guys why. Now, I'm going to show you why right now. Let's see. Let me show you why. So let me show you. Let's start with United. No. United is not. No, United is not part of this. We're talking about the big boys now. 4-3-1. Sorry, the biggest boys. So you have Sanchez in goal. Let me show you why I say it's going to be. I don't know why let me try a different lineup builder. This one isn't even loading. Crazy. I don't know why this thing is acting up. Right center back. They're being linked to somebody else, but for now we'll just put Maguire there. They are reportedly going to sign another center back. Cowell is out for the season, I believe. Princess Kukureya. Rich James, who is arguably the best right back in the world. About United, it's just the tactics that I can't trust. I think they'll be better than last season, but still underwhelming. Not top 5 FS. Honestly, Shanta, where do you think they're going to finish? Where do you think they're going to finish? They're going to be playing 1 game a week. And I'm telling you that with a midfield of Baliba and Ugarte, you would see Amrim's tactics work. I'm telling you, Amrim is a goat. I would accept 6-9. Oh my God. That's a very crazy shout. But I respect it. That's crazy. So who do you think are going to be the top 5? Shanta. Who do you think are going to be the top 5? Well, let me keep on building my team. Shanta, I would wait for your response. I'll check later. I'll check when I'm after a while. Caicedo. Sorry, this Caicedo. Yeah. Enzo. Don't know why this network is this bad. That's not showing their faces, but anyhow, Gittins. And I would explain to you guys why I think these guys are going to win the league. You have Esteval, but Esteval is not here, so I always use this goalkeeper Esteval. And you have Yao Pedro. Yeah. So if you look at this Chelsea lineup, this is going to be a new player because they already said they're going to sign a center back. Okay, before I start, let me see. I would say Aston Villa, Nottingham. Is this a joke? And Newcastle can finish higher. So you think Nottingham Forest will finish above Manchester United next season? And you think Nottingham Forest can repeat what they did last season? Wow, that is very brave. That's crazy. Villa, it's understandable, but Villa are in the Europa League. Newcastle are in the Champions League. And United are playing 1 game a week. If anything, I feel like they could even win a cup as well as Champions League. Spurs might also finish over United if we sign Eze and Sevilla. You realize Spurs are in the Champions League. United are playing one game a week. So while you are playing midweek games, and in the Champions League, you can't rest your best players. You're playing midweek games, they're there waiting for you for the weekend. And they're playing one game a week. Bruno is playing one game a week. Mbuemo, Sheshko, Cunha, Baliba potentially, Lenny Yoro, Ahmad, Dogu, Ugarte, Delete, Lisandro are playing one game a week. And you think they will finish 6 to 9. Tottenham Hotspur with Brennan Johnson in front and Richarlison, we finished 5th, playing one game a week. Seriously, Shanta, are you joking? That is a massive shout. Crazy. But yeah, so okay, I'll wait for your comments, Shanta. I'll wait for your comments. Let me go back to this. Now, this is why I think that Chelsea can win the league. New player, new player, new player, new player, new player. They're going to have to learn each other's gameplay. It's as simple as that. And I think that this season is going to be a season of fine margins. And the fact that you have a lot of new players might be the difference between you losing and winning the league. The same thing. Let me show you other teams, and I will explain. Like that's why when I first or you first see my predictions, you're probably like, "What's this guy talking about?" But I would explain it now. Let me show you again. You have Allison. This is Liverpool now. Let's do Liverpool. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, now their faces are showing. Konate or possibly Guehi. If they want to be crazy and they know that Konate is leaving, Guehi. You have Virgil. You have Kekesh. I think this league this season is going to be a league of fine margins. You have Frimpong. You have Gravenberg. You have McAllister. McAllister. Struggle with this guy's name. You have possibly Ekitiki. I don't think that if Isak signs, that this guy will be starting anymore. Hakpo. I think he'll drop to the bench. Mohammed. And you have Isak. The exact same problem with Chelsea. New player, new player, new player, new player, new player, new player. Let's even be generous to them and say, okay, he's not a new player. You still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is basically, this is no longer the team that won the Premier League. That's no longer the team. This is a completely different team from the team that won the Premier League. And you're telling me that they're going to be playing in the Premier League. They're going to be challenging for the league, and they're going to need to learn how to adapt to each other's games. There's so many players that they have to adapt to, and that's the reason why Crystal Palace were able to beat them, because Crystal Palace is a team that has been together for a longer period of time, and there's still a lot for these Liverpool players to learn about each other. That's why I think Liverpool cannot win the league. Now let's go to City as well. Like I said, I feel like this season is going to be a season of fine margins, and let's see. So City in preseason have played a 4-3-2-1 mostly, and I think that that's what they're going to go with. So their goalkeeper could possibly be Gigi, because it looks like Ederson is going. Their left back is Ainuri. Their left center back is Barrio. Their right center back is Ruben Diaz. Their left back right now is Nunez. They might sign a right back. We never know. Their CDM right now is Tijani, because Rodri is not around. But if Rodri comes back, is going to be he's going to replace Gundogan. But for now, Gundogan, or maybe even, let's say for now, because Gundogan doesn't have the legs, Odin, and Here you have Bernardo. Here, Cherky. And here, none other than Savio's replacement, Rodrigo. And here, Erling. Now, if you look at this team, new player, new player, new player, new player, new player. But I think he's going to do well, regardless. But they still have to adapt to a lot of these players. And the reason why I'm not saying that these guys will not still win games with these players. I will explain and I will show you Arsenal now. I will show you guys Arsenal, and you would understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. Let me show you. I will show you what I'm talking about. And why I'm saying that Arsenal is going to win the league. So you have Raya, you have Saliba, you have Gabriel. You guys saw all the changes with the other teams. You saw all the like different players coming into these other teams. You have Skelly. I think this, even though Timber is the better player, it might be Ben White because of the chemistry with Saka. I think this is going to be Zubi. This is Rice. Rice ko Supni. Haha. Odegaard. This is probably going to be Martinelli. And I have a very different opinion of Martinelli now. And I would explain why. So I watched a video where someone mentioned something quite interesting to me. But yeah, if you look at this Arsenal side, of all the teams challenging for the league, they have the least amount of change happening. And it's very interesting because if you look at the other teams, they have so many things happening. And if anything, I feel like this guy's slotting in is going to be so seamless. By the way, this one to slotting in is going to be so seamless because a lot of like one thing that a lot of people do not know about Gyökeres is I think he is actually very good with the ball to feet as well. Like he's not just a big lump of a man, which he is. Like he's so big, but he's also good with the ball to feet. And I feel like him slotting into the side and being able to get goals because they're still going to create chances. He's going to be able to put them inside the back of the net this time around. Is really going to be a huge addition. And I showed you guys the Prem table last season. Arsenal considered the least amount of goals in the whole Premier League. The closest people to them last season, and everybody was raving about Liverpool's defense, but the closest people to them last season were Liverpool with 41. Liverpool considered 7 more than Arsenal last season, and Liverpool won the league. So conceding goals is not the problem. The problem is in this goal scoring, 69. And now they have a goal scorer, somebody that scored like over 100 goals in the last 2 seasons or something crazy like that. His stats are madness. Let me show you. And that's the thing. That's why Arsenal, I know on paper, it doesn't necessarily look like they've done too much. But let me show you. Look at this guy's stats. Look at his stats. So in Coventry, his 2 major seasons at Coventry, 18 goals, 5 assists, 21 goals, 2 assists, 12 assists, 35 goals, 13 assists, 52 goals, 12 assists. Every year, this guy is going to new levels every year. And now he's coming to Arsenal. He's coming to the Premier League. He's coming to a side that creates chances. And all he has to do is not be Kai Havertz. Let me show you something. We all know Kai Havertz. We saw Kai Havertz at Chelsea. We've seen Kai Havertz at Arsenal. We've seen Kai Havertz. And let me tell you, even as bad as Kai Havertz is as a player, in this Arsenal side, Kai Havertz is still able to get 19 goal contributions and here 21 goal contributions. Now imagine what a Gyökeres is able to get. That's the thing. It is alarming. And like I said, of all the leagues, of all the teams challenging for the league, they have the least changes. So they will be like, that was the advantage that Crystal Palace had over Liverpool, that they had a team that stayed together for a longer period of time than Liverpool. That was the difference between the two sides. And that's one thing that Arsenal has. A lot of changes are happening at City. A lot of changes are happening at Liverpool. Chelsea as well. Changes are happening. But Arsenal still have a team that is together. And that's the reason why, even though there are lots of things happening at Manchester United, I still put Manchester United up there. Is that Manchester United are going to have a lot of time on the training ground because they're playing one game a week. That's the advantage that they have. A Chelsea, a Man City, a Liverpool don't have that luxury. They don't. And that's one thing that Arsenal have. There are only two signings coming into the starting 11 so far. Only two signings. Only two signings coming into the starting 11 so far. That's why I think that Arsenal are going to win the league, because I think this year is going to be about 5 matches because everybody's so strong this year. Everybody's so strong. Look at Leeds signing Anton Stark. Let me show you guys this guy's stats. I don't know how. Like, I checked his stats one day and I was in shock by what I saw. Let me show you his stats. Look at his defensive stats. This is a player from what team, by the way? What team did they stand in from? Chill, let me check. Can't remember his team. They signed him from Hoffenheim. Exactly, from Hoffenheim. Let me show you. He can play CDM. He can play. Look at his defensive stats. Look at dribblers tackled, 92nd percentile, 92 percentile. Challenges lost, 0.64 per 90. Blocks, 1.6 per 90. Shots blocked, 0.44 per 90. Passes blocked, 1.16 per 90. Interceptions, 1.65 per 90. Tackles plus interception, 3.83 per 90. Clearances, 3.65 per 90. Look at these stats. And that's what Leeds are signing. So everybody's so strong this year. And I think that the level this year is going to be about 5 matches. It's about finding little advantages. And this little advantage, I know it seems so small, it seems so trivial. But I'm telling you guys, this little advantage, replacing a Partey with a Zubi and unlocking Declan Rice, who I don't think is a number 6, by the way. I think he's an 8. But Zubi is a deep line playmaker. And that would also, in some ways, unlock Martinelli. Because Martinelli is the kind of player that he's not the most clinical. He needs space and time to be able to finish. And Zubimendi, who is a very good passer, by the way, is going to unlock that side of Martinelli. And in like the thing that a player like Zubimendi unlocks for Arsenal is that in games last season where Arsenal want to be extremely defensive, and let's say they play a 4-4-2. Now, because if you guys look at a lot of Gyökeres's goals at Sporting, a lot of them were in transition. Now Arsenal have players that can play in transition too. And that's one thing that I thought that Sterling would give them last season, but he didn't. But I think Gyökeres gives them that. And now you have a Zubi who can pass. Who can pass and play these guys through. Like, if you look at what Tottenham tried to do yesterday with Kudus and Richarlison, they can do this with Martinelli and Gyökeres. They can actually do it. Hello, RVT. Oh, long time no see. Okay, let me go through comments. I just think that from what I've seen in preseason, I saw the teams doing something new and implementing new tactics. I don't see Man United doing anything different. I just don't think Amorim can do it. Shanta, all I'm going to say is go and watch the breakdown from the overlap. Is a tactical analysis show, basically, on YouTube. Is part of the overlap. You should go and watch the breakdown show, the breakdown review on Manchester United. They've tried something new. You should watch it. I think that would help you understand. Where am I predicting Arsenal to finish? Okay, RVT, I will go over everything. And I know you're probably going to have my head because I believe you're a sports fan. I know you're a sports fan. I think so. So yeah, I'll go over everything and I'll tell you my predictions again. Ekitike plays left wing and Isak starts at 9. So Ekitike will start all games. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think Gakpo is going to warm the bench. It's going to keep that bench warm. About Spurs, I told you yesterday we're not getting either Savinho or Eze. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shanta, please stop making me face reality. Let me be deluded. Delulu is the Solulu. Please. Talk seems to have stalled for Savinho. And Eze is also around his price. We won't pay the price. I predict no new signings. We may as well just not play the season. We may as well just call back Mike Moore and develop him. Because can you see I was in a good mood before we started talking about sports. Now my mood has changed. You're making me sad. Shanta, please stop. But yes, I oh my god. Oh god, Shanta. Look, all I'm going to say is I want to be deluded, and I'm going to say that Spurs are going to sign both Eze and Savio. Even if we're not able to sign Eze, we will sign Savio. I'm very certain we will sign Savio. We have 60 million from the Gibbs White deal. There is no way in this life we don't sign Savio. I think we at least sign Savio. Eze is tricky because he wants to go to Arsenal. We all know that he wants to go to Arsenal. But Savio, I think he's a done deal. I think we get Savio. Just hopped on the stream. I said scream. So RVT is nice to see you here. Like I said, it's been a minute since I last saw you. RVT, by the way, was like one of my first subs and one of like the first people that started like talking to me on the channel, like leaving comments, and we used to talk. And then I deleted the channel. And then I don't know if it's a he or she, but RVT then told me, "Oh, I was looking for your channel, I didn't find it." And I was like, "Yeah, I deleted it." And then I created it again, a new one. And my subs have disappeared. So RVT had to refine me and resubscribe. And then like RVT commented yesterday, and I was like, "Oh my god, where have you been? I've not seen you since." Because like this is somebody that like is an OG for my channel. And I know I'm not even up to 100 subs on this channel, but yeah, RVT is an OG. So big up to RVT. Thank you so much for the support. Genuinely, I'm very grateful. So I know you missed, so I'm going to go over it again for you. Shanta, I'm coming to your comments. So let me go over it again. So I said, let me start from the top. Oh, let me start from the bottom. The bottom. First manager to get sacked, Scott Parker, Burnley's manager. Worst signing is going to be Magui. Gui. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Yeah, Shanta is a sports fan. Shanta is a sports fan. So what signing is going to be Magui or Gui? I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's from Chelsea. They signed him for Barca. I don't think that he's clinical enough, especially for a side that's going to be fighting relegation in Sunderland. I think that the lap sort of was a one-off and sort of like the example of what you need if you're battling relegation. And I think another player that has shown us that is Ivan Toney. And I think that to stay up in this league, you need to be able to score goals as well as keep them out. But scoring goals is very important. And while Burnley have a very solid side defensively, like I showed you guys earlier, they conceded only 16 goals in the championship last season. I think that the gulf in class between the championship and the Premier League is just too much. I think it's just too much, and I think that they are going to struggle. And I know this is a wild shout because they kept company throughout last season, but I just feel like they will sack Scott Parker because they would feel like they have, and they will believe they genuinely have a shot at staying in the Premier League this year. So yeah, that is my first manager to get sacked. I think the worst signing is going to be Magui. Let me show you guys in case you don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Gui. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, Gui or Gui or something. Yeah, this is the guy. Magui or Gui. I don't know. But yeah, look at his stats. Look at Look at. Let me show you. 6 goals in the Conference League for Chelsea. I just don't think he's a Premier League striker. Honestly, I don't. Um, I just don't think he's a Premier League striker. Breakout star. This is a crazy shout, but yeah, who is that? Sorry, that was my younger brother. Breakout star is going to be Matty Stell. This is a very huge shout. I think that yeah, Maggie from Chelsea, Shanta. I said Shanta RBT. Okay, wait, let me go over the comments. Protest on Saturday. This was all just a warm trick from Levy to show that they tried to sign big players. They won't sign no one. You know the thing? I feel like this thing could actually be true because they did the exact same thing in January when they beat 70 million for Guehi on the final day. What was the point? If you knew you had 70 million to bid for Guehi, why didn't you bid in January? Like early in January? I don't know. But yeah. Shanta is a sports fan. Unfortunately, I am. I wish I was not one. This is bad for my mental health. Tell me something I don't know, Shanta. We're all very strong up here, sports fans. Very strong. Shanta, knowing Levy, we haven't done no talks. Do you mean for Savio and Izzy? Do you mean for Savio and Izzy? Or what are you talking about, RVT? McGee from Chelsea, right? Yeah, that's McGee. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, that guy. Also, super unpopular opinion. I feel like Cockroach is going to be a flop. Oh my god. God, Shanta is killing me. Sometimes I trust my God. It's going to be another Harvest 2.0. You know why this is funny? You know why this is funny? And you know why this is a very rogue shout? This is crazy because I remember last year. Oh no, sorry. The first year that Haaland came to the Premier League. I remember Roy Jennings talking about how Haaland can't do it in the Premier League. He's going to score 12 league goals. I'm telling you, people. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. A lot of people think that because somebody is doing something in another league, they won't come to the Premier League and rip it up. This guy was a midfielder in the Portuguese league. And look at his numbers: 15 goals, 13 assists, 23 goals, 14 assists. He came to Manchester United, and what did he do? Premier League, he played 14 games. He had 8 goals, 7 assists. That's 15 goal contributions in 14 games. And that season, he ended the season with 25 goals, 19 assists. In his first full season in Manchester United, 28 goals, 18 assists. His following season, 10 goals, 13 assists, 14 goals, 13 assists, 15 goals, 13 assists, 19 goals. Last season, 19 goals, 18 assists. Now, this is Bruno that was ripping it up there. Now you now come to this guy that is even on another planet entirely when it comes to goal contributions. Let me show you people. Let me show you this guy's numbers. So you see, this is a very crazy shout. In the championship, 18 goals, 55 assists in his first full season with Coventry. Mind you, I'm talking about how players come to a new club, new culture, they have to adapt. And this guy just settled in like a duck to water. 18 goals, 5 assists. As if that wasn't good enough. That just wasn't good enough for Gyökeres, was it? For 49 games, he had 33 goal contributions, 21 goals, 12 assists. No problem. It has to just be in the Champions League, right? It has to be just be in Champions League, Championship. He goes to the Portuguese League, 35 goals, 13 assists. And mind you, every season, just like Sheshko, every season, his numbers are improving. 35 goals, 13 assists. That's 48 goal contributions in 46 games. But no. Gyökeres, it has to be a fluke, right? I can't believe this. It has to just be in the Portuguese league. 52 goals, 12 assists. That is 64 goal contributions in 42 games or 49 games. And you come here and you tell me this guy is going to be another Harvest 2.0. Shanta, of all the things you said, this one, I'll remind you. Because I'm telling you, there is no world that this guy comes to the Premier League and flops. There is no world. Have you seen his build? Let me show you. His build. He looks like a tank. Let me show you. If his physicality, he's a tank. Have you seen this guy? Have you seen him? How can this monster come to the Premier League and flop? How? This is that's now striker. Look at his build. Look. There's no way this guy is not going to score goals. Jesus Christ. Oh God. We are so finished. And Sweden, what a golden generation they have, by the way. Isak, Kudus, Bergvall, Gyökeres, um, I can't think of anybody else actually. Svadberg. There's this guy, Svadberg. I don't know if you guys know him. Let me show you. But he's still young, very raw, very raw. Yeah, this guy. He's still very raw. I found him on FM as well. Still very raw. But yeah, they have a lot of players coming up. I think he's Swedish. Yeah, he's Swedish. Yes, there are a lot of players that are coming up. Yeah, for Sabia and Izzy, let's be honest, they aren't coming to Spurs. Oh God, you guys should stop pouring water and sand in my Gary. Stop now, stop now, stop now. Stop pouring sand and water in my Gary. Let me enjoy the soaks. You are putting, okay, I don't even know if you guys know what Gary is. Okay, you're basically putting, I'm drinking ice cream and you're pouring water inside it. You guys, yeah, you know what ice cream is and you know what water is. So sand in my Gary. I know you know sand, but I don't know if you know Gary is like a Nigerian traditional food. So yeah, RVT, what did RVT say? We have done talks for sure. We just won't pay the asking price. We always flirt with big players. We never marry them. I love that. I love that. I love that. I'm telling you, see, there's no way. And I'm putting, I don't know why I've been this confident about Spurs because history will tell me that uh, Spurs will do what Spurs have been doing. And let me even check for any updates because I haven't, I don't know what's going on today. I haven't checked my phone. Let me check if there's any Spurs news. Isak will not play for Newcastle this weekend. Only Liverpool. Okay. Here we go, Mikati. Kalimwendo to Nottingham Forest. Good Lord. Oh my God. Tottenham Hotspur. What else again? No Tottenham news. No Tottenham news. No Tottenham news. Nipan is joining Middlesbrough on loan. So no Tottenham news. No problem. That I've seen from Fabrizio. So the thing is, I don't think that a manager is ever stronger than when he first comes to the club. And I want to believe that there is no way that this club are relying on Matistel, Odobe, and Richarlison as our left wingers next season. I want to believe. And I that's what I'm saying. We might not get Ezeo. Granted, we might not get Ezeo, we might get El Canos. But see that Savio is going to be a Tottenham Hotspur player. I just believe. I don't know what it is, but like I've just been very calm because Spurs are moving different this year. And I know it doesn't feel that way, but it's way better than before. Like we have signed Paulinia on loan, we signed Kudus, who are two starters. We tried to sign Gibbs White, who would have walked into our team as the number 8. Now we're going for Savio, who walks in. Eze arguably walks into our lineup. Savio walks into that left wing position. Do you get what I'm saying? I think Eze and Madison, some might debate it, but that left wing, Savio walks in. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm just calm, and I would like to believe that Tottenham will get it done. Like I said, Shanta, all the players that we've publicly come out and been linked to and bid for, we've gotten except Gibbs White. If you look at Umbuemo, we actually didn't bid. We made inquiries. He said he wanted Manchester United. Okay, bye-bye. You don't want us. No problem. Cross that one off the list. Semenyo made inquiries. They were saying 70 million, which is madness for Semenyo. He signed a new contract. We clearly were not interested in that at the price. We went for Kudus, 55 million. We went for Paulinia, got him on loan with an option to buy. It came out that we wanted Paulinia. Like, not too much news has come out on Tottenham, by the way. It came out that we wanted Paulinia. We got him. Gibbs White, in another world, we would have gotten Gibbs White, but Marinakis is a crazy man. He wanted to come. We can see Gibbs White's contract was meant to end in 2027. He only signed till 2028. It's clear that this guy doesn't want to be there. So yeah. So Gibbs White, we missed out on that one. The next two players that have come out, like from very reliable sources, are Eberechi and Savio. And I think that if two out of the three that we've been linked to publicly has gone through, I see no reason why at least one of these two shouldn't go through. And the two shouldn't go through if Eze picks us over Aston. But if he doesn't, at least Savio comes to Tottenham. That's the only reason, or that's my rationale for why I think that we get it done. That is honestly my rationale for why I think that we get it done. So yeah, um, I'm guessing RVT is agreeing with Shanta. I obviously everybody's against me on this, but it's perfectly fine. I hope that like we're all Tottenham fans, and I know that at the end of the day, you guys will be happy if we get these players in, and you'll be happy to be wrong about this. So yeah, Tel is going to do well this year. I agree with you. Honestly, I don't know what it is that is making me believe that Tel is going to do well. It's just a hunch. It's just a hunch, and I just feel like he's really going to grow this year, and Thomas Frank is going to take him under his wings, and I think he's going to do well. I don't know why, but it's just a hunch. Because I can't come here and tell you that there's anything I've seen with my eyes at Tottenham Hotspur that makes me feel like Matistel will do well. But after watching the videos I watched on Matistel this evening before this live stream, because I was trying to predict my breakout star, and the first name I wrote there was Savio, then I changed it to Matisse. But after watching the videos I watched and the research I did, I think it's going to be Matisse. Man United, can't lie, Man United is looking scary. Mbemo, Cunha, Sesko, Bruno. That's what I've been trying to tell Shanta RVT. I've been trying to tell Shanta, and Shanta doesn't agree with me. Shanta thinks they're going to finish 6th to 9th. So yeah, that's a huge shout. Teslim. We'll come back to the Gyökeres thing in December. Crazy. I just think he's going to flop. Trust me, man. Just my gut feeling. I look forward to it, honestly. I do. Even these my predictions. Some of them very wild shouts, honestly. Like Liverpool finishing 4th is crazy. Me saying that is crazy, but I just have to trust myself and just oh yeah, RVT is gone. Okay, stay safe, bro. Take care. Thank you for coming on. I'm really grateful to you. RVT. Apparently, we're looking at Olmo from Barcelona as the backup option. I don't want Olmo anywhere near this club, because Olmo, even without Tottenham Hotspur, already has a bad injury record. Not to talk of adding Tottenham Hotspur to him, like to his injury record. His injury record. Let's see. He barely is. He always gets a lot of injuries. Every time he always gets a lot of injuries. Look at in the Bundesliga this season 21. Let me show you. This Bundesliga season he played 32 games. Okay. This Bundesliga season he played how many games in the Bundesliga? 19. In this one he played how many games? 23. In this one he played how many games? 21. Can you see what I'm saying? At Barcelona played 25. I guess it is a rotational player at Barcelona, but at Leipzig he wasn't, and he's always injured every time. And this is without the Tottenham Hotspur's medical team. Now, add the Tottenham Hotspur's medical team. This 23 games turns to 12. This 19 turns to 7 with our medical team. I don't want Omo anywhere near this club because he won't be able to get on the pitch for us. I'm telling you, he's ripped, but I kind of hope he flops because he's an Arsenal player. Everybody does, honestly. Also, I got to get off, but I will definitely keep up with the channel and catch up on live tomorrow. Thank you very much, RVT. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. Have a good one, Shantan. Thank you. Thank you very much, RVT. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Do you guys have anything else you want me to talk about? That's all my predictions. Let me go over it again. But if you have anything you want us to talk about before I go, please leave a comment. First game of the season is tomorrow. I'm trying to find a way to stream again because I've almost reached my limit on the free version of StreamYard. So I have to do research tomorrow on other streaming platforms. But yeah, so let me go over my predictions again. It's just strange to me when you say we get at least Savinio, if not Eze. I say this because the problem right now is a lack of number 10, not a left winger. I don't know why we would buy a left winger over a number 10. It's not about buying a left winger over a number 10. I think we can get an El Canus tomorrow if we wanted. The problem is that the number 10 we want wants Arsenal. And the fee that these people are asking for is unrealistic. And except Tottenham go and pay the fee, then Arsenal come into the conversation. And if Arsenal come into the conversation, like when the fee is reduced, he picks Arsenal because he knows he walks into that starting 11 over Martinelli. That is the scenario we're in. It's like chicken and the egg situation. So yeah, like it's not that we don't need a number 10, it's just that we can't. We're in a very tricky situation right now, and I'm curious to see what the board do. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, um, that's my take on that, Shanta. I think we need a left winger as well. I don't think Matistel, Odobe, or Richarlison are good enough right now for our left wing position. So yeah, like that's just me being honest, and that's what I think about this whole thing you said. So yeah, my predictions for the last time before I stop this live. First manager to be sacked, Scott Parker. War signing, McGui. Breakout star, Matisse Tell. Golden Gloves, David Raya. Carabao Cup winners, Liverpool. FA Cup winners, Manchester City. Signing of the season, Gyökeres. Top assister, Ryan Cherky. Top goal scorer, Victor Gyökeres. Player of the season, Victor Gyökeres. Young player of the season, Florian Wirtz. Relegation, Burnley, Wolves, and Leeds. Biggest underperformers, Liverpool, because a lot of people think they're going to win the league. Biggest overperformers, Manchester United, 6th to 8th, Spurs, Villa, and Newcastle. So Spurs 6th, Villa 7th, Newcastle 8th. Top 5 or 2nd to 5th, City 2nd, Chelsea 3rd, Liverpool 4th, Man U 5th. League winners, Arsenal. Those are my predictions. What I'm saying is El Canus is the answer to the lack of quality. Is the answer. What I'm saying is El Canus is the answer to lack of quality. Isn't the answer. I think you mean isn't the answer to lack of quality we need for number 10. We should be going for higher investment for a number 10 over a left winger is what I'm saying. Should we try to find a number 10? Let's try to find a number 10. Okay, so best young cams in FM24. This is always my pull for searching for players because it's just easy to come here. So this guy is too young. Master Tuano has already gone to Real Madrid. Luis Guillaume has already gone to West Ham. Florian Wirtz is at Liverpool. Musiala is at Bayern. Segher is one. Let me show you stats. He's a good player, by the way. But he's still very young. Still very young. Let's go through his stats. Let me show you guys. Still very young. Him and Al-Khalouch, what was his name? And this boy that you're seeing here, he's 20, by the way. And you can see a lot of green bars. So let's go to ChatGPT. Share this tab instead. New chat. Interpret these stats for me. Use gold stars. Visuals are more easier to understand than all these words. I don't want to be reading all this. So yeah. So non-penalty goals. He's 20 years old. Three, 3 stars. He's short volume. He's not afraid to take a shot. 4 stars. Shot quality is not good. Still very young. Has to develop that. End product is not matching his involvement. 2 stars. Like I said, he's still 20. Underlying shot creation. Underlying creation is 4 stars. Shot creating actions is 3 stars. His pass volume is 4 stars. Pass completion is 4 stars. Progressive passes is 4 stars. Short passing is really good. His long passing needs major work. Incredible. But it's 20. Passes into the final third, 3 stars. Carries is a ball carrier instead of a passer, from what I'm seeing here. So carries into the final third, 5 stars. Progressive carry distance, 5 stars. Successful take-ons, 4 stars. Successful take-ons. What's the difference between successful take-ons and take-on success? I don't even know what that means. Off the ball movement, 2 stars. Progressive passes received, 2 stars. He puts in the hard yard defensively, tackles, 4 stars. Dribblers tackled, 5 stars. Interceptions, 4 stars. Blocks, 3 stars. Fouls drawn, 5 star. He wins a lot of free kicks. His first touch under pressure is bad. He gets dispossessed a lot. Still 20, by the way. Progression, ball passing and carrying is 4.5 star. Defensive contribution is 4 stars. Final third impact is 3 stars. He needs to turn his involvement into more goals and assists, and I think that's something that will come with age. And 2 stars in decision making and efficiency. So it's quite clear to me after going through all this that this is not the player we need. He still has a lot of development to do. There's this guy Alkalush. Abi, what's his name? Alkalush. Don't know how to spell his name. Alkalush. Let's check that one. Everybody has been talking about him. Another one from Monaco. See that Monaco, they have a lot of players. Okay. New chat. Interpret. Use gold stars. Don't know why you use stars like this. How do you want me to see this thing? It looks just like the text. It's hard to see. Good lord. But yeah, use gold stars. Please and thank you. Can you see this ChatGPT has been acting weird since they updated it to 5? Use gold stars. I don't know why it has been acting like this. Since they updated it to 5, it has been acting weird. Maybe the 5 has bugs, but let's just go over this. So, progressive passing, 4 stars, one of his best traits, is constantly breaking the lines with the ball, high volume and high completion. Carries into the final third, 5 star, outstanding and moving the ball upfield via dribbling. Shows he likes to drop deeper, receive the ball, and advance play. So he carries his team forward. Crazy. Assists and chance creation. Not just racking up assists, but he's doing it in sustainable fashion. The high goal creating actions from live passes screams key playmaker. 4 stars. Passing accuracy under volume. 4 stars. Handle short, medium, and long passing with good efficiency. Defensive contribution for an attacking mid/winger. So these stats are comparing him to who? Let's compare him to midfielders instead. Let's compare him to midfielders instead. Because we're comparing him to attacking mids. So he's going to be playing as a midfielder. This stats for me. So even like as a mid as a midfielder, he's doing well. But let's see compared to as a what they call it, use stats, use gold stats. As compared to attacking midfielders, he's doing well. But let's see compared to normal midfielders. So compared to normal midfielders, his chance creation is elite, positioning for shots very good. His finishing is bad. Performs underperforms his XG. His passing is good. Crossing is low volume. So we don't know if he's really good at that. So he prefers ball carrying. His dribbling success is 3 stars. He picks his moments. He doesn't just dribble. He puts in the hard yards defensively. He's not very good aerially. So yeah, I think this is one to watch for number 10. Potentially, what's his market value? So let's check on SofaScore. SofaScore will give us a range. Magnus Alkilushe. 44 million euros. Oh my god, that is not going to come cheap. And he's what, 23? Let's check his stats here. 7 goals, 12 assists, 8 goals, 4 assists. So he's improving every year. He's improving every year. And he basically had double the minutes here. And last season he had 12 goal contributions. This season he had 19. So yeah, he's still growing. Still has a lot of room to improve. Um, the money should be spent to get a better 10 is what I'm saying. Even if it means we don't get Savigno because we have someone to play left wing. We don't have anyone to play in number 10, if that makes sense. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like I understand that number 10 is a priority position for us. But I feel like left wing is just as concerning because as much as you want to say number 10, number 10, but I feel like in a way, Eze solves both problems for us if we're able to get an Eze because he's also a ball carrier. But I just don't think that our left wingers are good enough. In my humble opinion, I don't think that those guys that we have there, while we have bodies there, I personally don't think that they're good enough for what Tottenham Hotspur are trying to do. So yeah, that's just me. But yeah, this guy's never coming to Spurs, has already gone to Atletico Madrid, never coming to Spurs. Let's check this Fabian Ryder guy. Ren have produced a lot of talent. They produced Kamavinga, they produced Desiree Doué, they produced Matistel, but he should have stayed there to develop very well. They went to Bayern too early. Um, Still very wrong. Still very wrong. It's not doing bad though. 23. Let's check him on SofaScore. Hi, Jesus. What's this? God forbid. Okay. Like that's the thing. Like even the tens that are available, they're not even exciting me like that. This one, it keeps on coming on up in my FM. Let's check. I can't find this data. Keeps on coming on in my FM. I just tried to check. I just tried to check. I tried to check what they call it, everywhere, but nothing came out on him. This guy's also at PSG. This guy also comes up on my FM all the time. All these ones are too young to solve our problem. You know what? Let's go back. Best comes in FM24. Let's go down. Let's see what we can afford here. Thiago Almada has already gone to, I think, Atletico Madrid. Let's check. I think it's Atletico, right? Yeah, Atletico Madrid. Um, can you imagine? Atletico Madrid. You went to Atletico Madrid already. This guy also comes up a couple times in my FM. What club is he in? This guy comes up in my FM, but his data stats are not looking impressive. Once again, is at a good age. Coach cool. I heard he flopped at Benfica, so I don't think I want to touch that. Facundo Torres. Facundo Torres. Has he moved? Because this is a player that always comes up in my FM. Ima Magno. Palmeiras. He has moved. When did he move? This 2025. He has already played 42 games for Palmeiras. He has already moved. And so let's try and find somebody else. Jacob Ramsey has moved. Baena has moved. Can you see the dilemma? Shanta, can you see the problem? There's nobody. This is what I was thinking, but I think it's too lightweight for the Premier League. We already have this one. Except if we go for Pedro Goncalves. Let's see Pedro Goncalves. His numbers over the years, he has been killing it in the Portuguese league. I don't know why nobody has taken a punt on him. So last year was a bad year for him. Maybe it was injuries. Maybe injuries, I'm guessing. It's because he played 20 games. 15 goals, 15 assists, 19 goals, 13 assists. Maybe a Pedro Goncalves because he has been smashing it over the years. But I don't know if we go for Pedro. But that's a player that I would take. Like, let's check his previous seasons. I think last season he was injured. So let's check. He was injured. So he couldn't play too much. Let's check the 23-24 season. Look at his stats. A lot of green bars in Portuguese league. There are people like a lot of people always talk about how Gyökeres, but people forget the people that feeding Gyökeres. Look at green bars, green bars, green bars. So this is one player, Pedro Gonçalves. What's the market value? There's 3 million euros. That's one. Like the number 10s on the market are not really exciting. It's not much. It's not much. Look at none of these guys are attainable. So this is like Shanta, I get you, but bro, look at what's on the market. Can you blame the club? There's nothing. But that's not my job, Sham. It's not my job to find gems. That is what people at the club are paid for. But I just think that right now, with the way the market is looking, it's not really a good market to search for a number 10. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys today. If you're new here, please leave a like, please subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time on London Narratives. Thank you, Shankar. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you, RBT. Thank you. Is there anybody new today? No, it's just Shanta and RVT that left comments. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I'm very grateful for the support. Thank you very much. Take care and have a lovely evening. Bye bye, guys. Take care.